Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. For those who are new, my name is Milu. I was born clairvoyant, which means I don't use any tools. I am also psychic and a medium. Thank you, Greta and Linda, for your help. I really appreciate it. Okay, guys. Yesterday's press conference was epic. I'm not going to repeat whatever Trump said, but I am sure those, all of you listening or in the chat are fully aware. But when I kept switching back and forth. When I heard it when he responded to Philip Rocker, because I'm expecting some news coming out of his back and forth with the reporters. I know somebody's going to put him on the spot at some point. I'm not quite sure exactly when that's going to happen. And when Philip Rocker asked him that question and he suggested the use of those things, I was like, oh my God, is this? I was hoping he was going to make a joke. And he just went on. But I wasn't surprised, like I have said before. Expect Trump and his Republican enablers to lose their minds because, as I have predicted before, his poll numbers will keep trending down and they will not recover. And I've been saying this for over a year, that's my prediction, except for his core Republican, maybe it's about 25%, 30%. No matter what, they're going to stick with him. Beyond that, there is not going to be any recovery. And after yesterday, I feel like saying a lot of people who are thinking about voting for Trump have changed their mind intuitively. Because, first of all, it is a sign of desperation. And the same thing with McConnell as well. Intuitively, I feel the reason why McConnell he would rather the blue states declare bankruptcy. He thought, he didn't expect the blowback that he got. Yes, I intuitively, when I watch him, I touch with his energy. Behind the scene, he's laughing. Trump is angry in response to the blowback he got from saying what he said, because we're not calling him a genius. He said that, Trump's mindset yesterday afternoon when he was ordering these things, he thought that we were going to hear that and we were going to say, well, he's making suggestions. He's thinking out of the box, things that can be done. Maybe it's a good idea. Maybe that was Trump's expectation. Unfortunately for him and the machinery of this world, who's as dumb as Trump, and I can't wait for her downfall. It's coming. That's my prediction. Major falling out, it feels like to me, between her and the Kushners, because she thinks she's smarter than everyone else as well, and that's what's going to get her in trouble with the Kushners, among other people in the White House. But it's going to be interesting when that happens. We will find out. But Trump did not get the response he expected. He thought, since he calls himself a genius, we were going to tell him that was a brilliant idea. Unfortunately for him, things didn't work that way. And like I said, let Trump be Trump. Allow him every day to come out and make a fool out of himself. And his poll numbers will keep on tanking. And I feel like saying, and I read that this morning, I mentioned Republicans, intuitively I felt they were freaking out. It's in the news this morning that they know that the poll numbers are not in Trump's favor, but they are hoping and they are taking steps behind the scenes to remedy that. But I have a prediction for them. It's not going to work. There's nothing that the GOP, Trump campaign attacking Biden, from what I understand, they have something like that going on. I read it on Twitter this morning, is going to help Trump. Because the past few weeks that he has been on TV every day has not helped him. And also, he is losing another age group, seniors. And you know something? I believe I said that yesterday. That nowadays, their 401k is basically has been erased. And no, it's not going to come back within the next 6 months. Beyond that, maybe. But I feel like saying what Trump said yesterday, it's out of desperation. And McConnell's statement as well. They are panicking. They are looking for anything and everything. There's nothing that these people are not going to say going forward. Yes, they are going to, now they will start thinking about the backlash, but Trump is not self-aware. He doesn't care. This morning he's already talking about the president of AT&T. This guy just went on TV and embarrassed himself, and he's talking and criticizing the president of AT&T. Can you imagine? And I made a prediction. I said, well, it wasn't a prediction. I gave you my intuitive impression. I believe it was last week or the week before last. I said, people behind the scenes are considering the 25th Amendment. After yesterday, and this morning when I woke up, I was thinking about potential actions that can be taken from different people in government and in the administration. I still feel like saying this thing is being discussed. I felt it was being discussed before. I still feel that's going on. And people are very serious about it because going forward, like I said, even if they don't take action with that, the way I feel, Trump's poll numbers and some of the questions that are going to be coming at him. And yesterday, Philip Walkers asked him a great question regarding, people are watching him to get information, but basically he's telling people lies and spreading propagandas. And he got upset. So, like I said before, some of the things that Trump are saying, he's just digging the hole deeper for himself. And he can't help it. I feel like saying one, so I would be surprised if Trump, by the end of May, if Trump is still doing those daily briefing. I mean, like I said, I can be wrong with time, but after yesterday's press conference, and I've said that before, it's not going to get easier for Trump going forward. It was a major embarrassment. But since he's not self-aware, but Republicans are feeling it. Yes, big time. They are trying to figure out what to do with Trump. But there's something I keep picking up from, intuitively I keep picking up from Republicans. They are wondering if it's worth it removing him now because November is around the corner. That's one thing they keep kicking around. But you know something? I feel there's going to be a point they won't have any choice. They're going to have, something is going to have to be done. And if we think yesterday was bad, hang on. Because he's desperate. He doesn't want to go to jail. And as I am saying this, I'm being shown Biden because he made a comment about Trump thinking it's possible that Trump will try to postpone the election. Somebody posted something on the chat or in the comment board about only Congress can do that. What I felt when I read that Biden said that, is people are talking and conversations are being relayed as far as what's going on behind the scene to the Biden campaign. Because, these people, they know each other. Some of them, they've worked in government before. They see each other, sometimes socially. So things are being, there are leaks. Okay, people are talking about how crazy Trump is. And I feel intuitively, people in the White House, some of them are concerned. We have the sycophants like Kellyanne Conway and these people. They don't care about the country. It's all about themselves and power. That's all they care about, and making money. But others are genuinely terrified about what's going on. And, I don't believe in the concept that, I'm going to stay there to help the country. That's baloney. Something is wrong, like Dr. Burks. I told you that, guys. I didn't trust that woman. The faces she was making when Trump made that statement. If it was, my opinion, intuitively, I feel she should just get up and walk out. It's going to take those types of things, people doing these things, taking those actions, okay, to put Trump back in his place. And that's one thing that Republicans are beginning to think about as well. Where are we going? How much how much blame they are going to be shouldering going forward. And I'll tell you what, guys, everything. Republicans are not going to be able to wash their hands out of this. And I have another prediction as I am saying this. The doctor that basically stood up to Trump, I believe his name is Bright, from the CDC or the NIH, the doctor who's in charge of developing vaccines. There are going to be more people like him. I've said that, I don't recall, but sometimes last year, there are going to be more people like him, because if you notice, Trump is not taking him on. Trump basically has gone quiet on that situation. Others are watching. And he has a lawyer. Him doing this has given others the strength to stand up to this administration as well, as far as some of the things that they are doing. And as I am saying this, I am getting cautioned. There are investigations I feel, and what I heard as well. I mean, I read on Twitter and on the other newspapers that he's under investigation for some of his activities because of this thing that we have going on. From what I understand, he is asking authorities like the FBI and the police to basically seize any medical equipment that are going to the blue states. He basically have them seized. Kushner has so much on his plate. I didn't think he was going to do any more dumb things. But as I am talking about Trump and his enablers, he's being shown to me. That's going to be one more thing that Kushner is going to have to worry about when the Trump era is over. And now he's not going to be able to wiggle his way out of this legally. He will suffer the full brunt of our legal system and time. and the Trump family as well, because behind the scenes there is a lot going on that we are not aware of, or they it feels like to me Ivanka, Kushner, and Trump, they do things behind the scene that not too many people are aware of or shouldn't be aware of, but they are found out because they're not very bright. There are traces to some of their activities, but we will find out. I'm not exactly sure because I don't know how our systems of government, what it's like to be inside the White House, governing and everything else that it entails. So I don't know, but there is going to be something like that that's going to come out in time. But yeah, Kushner is going to have more to answer for. And the other person I feel as I am talking about this, who's getting more uncomfortable every day, is Meadow. It feels like Meadow right now believes that he made a mistake. He should not have left the house because he has realized he cannot deliver on what Trump is asking or whatever it's going to take to make a positive change for Trump and this White House, this administration. No one can, and it has nothing to do with your abilities. You are working for someone who's a pathological liar, a cheat, and a con. You can't please and a narcissist. You can't please these people. No matter what you do, they're going to turn it on you anyway. So when I touch with Meadow, it feels like to me intuitively when I touch with him, he feels he has made a mistake. And he can't run now. But I would not be surprised. I'm getting 6, I don't think it's 6 months. Within the next 6 weeks, we don't see some changes when it comes to Meadow. Something is going to happen. Even if he doesn't leave that day, there are the stories that are going to come out about him, how he feels about the job, because he talks to some people. This thing is going to come out. Things are not going to be good. And there is going to be, Kushner thinks he's so sneaky and he knows how to manipulate Trump. True. As I am saying this, even Kushner is going to get in trouble with Trump. Because Trump is going to blame him for things that Trump feels either Kushner should have done, or Kushner should have told him, or Kushner should have somehow miraculously prevent. All these people, it feels like to me they are falling out that are coming, but it may have to do what's going to cause all these disagreements. We are heading in the direction, this administration is heading to a direction where Trump has told so many lies. He has so much, and as I'm saying this, I'm seeing something else. I got to say it in a few seconds. He has done so much, so many bad things. All these things are coming to a head. And there is something in the newspapers this morning. That's what I was just shown to me. I almost forgot to say it. Trump owes the Bank of China a ton of money. It's on Politico this morning. These things are going to be a major problem as this administration is getting close to the point of something is going to happen. Intuitively, that's what I feel. the notion that Trump is trying to blame Biden as if Biden is close to China, Trump is more of a liability than Biden is. So that stuff is going to backfire. I feel, like I said, I don't know exactly what's going to basically put a kibosh on this administration, whether Trump gets up and leave because he's pissed impulsively, okay, or he just hides in the White House and we keep going until November. But I still feel, the way it feels like to me, there is more weight intuitively to him reacting impulsively and leave office. Like I said, the reason why these things have not happened yet is because Trump is only the puppet in front, serving McConnell, Glover, Norquist, and those different types of organizations, including the devices as well. Okay, these people, they want to keep Trump there for as long as they possibly can. That's why Trump is still there. And that's why McConnell is trying to do everything. They don't care how the international community view America. It's all about them, what they want, and how they want the country to be going forward. But I feel intuitively they will lose. And you know something? I don't know how this is going to work, guys. All those billionaires who are hiding behind other organizations who has helped inflict all those damages on us or on America, a lot of them are going to lose a ton of money. I don't know how it's going to happen. But I feel in the not too distant future, after Trump leaves office, something is going to happen. I don't know what it is. Those billionaires or multimillionaires behind the scene, wealthy people who are supporting Trump, something is going to happen. And these people, well, at least they're going to have to change their attitude, stay away from trying to do some of the stuff that they're doing today, and they will be spending a fortune, a good amount of the money that they have, like the guy they call Stephen Moore. Those people, Stephen Moore is part of those behind the scenes that are organizing protest against the shelter in place that we have going on. I don't know why it's going to happen. I don't know how. But yeah, these people will bleed money going forward. Oh, maybe it's lawsuits. I don't know. But the government is going to have something to do with it. So I feel that's coming down the line. Okay. But no, regardless of what Republicans do going forward, as far as helping Trump get reelected, and they're gonna, I mean, they know right now they are in trouble, but to summarize, in the coming month or so, they're gonna know that their movement will be futile. Nothing they can do. It's beyond salvage in the not too distant future. Right now, they are battling, they are fighting, they are doing everything they can to see if they can find a way to blame somebody, to do something. And they're pouring, from what I understand, a ton of money into the election. That's not going to help them. Well, Bloomberg would have won the primaries if money was the only way going forward. So my prediction is Republicans are done. I will answer some questions. Nanny GI6 is saying the sad thing is some people might be desperate enough and throw logic out of the window and actually drink these actions. Oh my God. You know, that's why a lot of companies, I didn't think that's what you were going to say. You know, that's why a lot of the companies who produce those things are putting out notices not to do what that guy in the White House is suggesting. Okay, let's see. Deborah Hoven is saying Milu Trump's bank, Dutch bank, yeah, that's true, has not received any of Trump's payment on his really properties. Will they finally foreclose on his properties? They may not do it now, but Dutch bank is under the microscope. And like I said, when this is over, the Trump family thinks that, they're gonna be like the Obamas. People love them. Absolutely not. Even Dutch Bank will go after Trump. You know something? Trump has nothing else to offer. Before they could say, well, maybe his name, or now he's known as a dum dum. There's nothing Trump has to offer going forward. He's a failed president. He's ignorant. The whole family is stupid. there's nothing left. Nothing. So, I mean, after yesterday, except like I said, for the Trump base, okay, who they're still giving him a pass, anybody with a brain cell is not going to go for what happened yesterday, suggesting that people do those things. Absolutely not. I'm not going to repeat those things because it doesn't make sense, and I don't want anybody to pick up any of that stuff for my videos. But after yesterday, intuitively speaking, there is a shift. Right after Trump put that stuff out, a shift took place. Okay? Not happening. Okay. Linda Sandoval is saying, watch Fox News to see if I'm not going to say that word, said anything about it being wrong. No, they're not going to say anything to do what he suggested yesterday. They're not. I mean, I would be surprised. Although they know they are not doing the right things, by the way. They know. But it's taking them a little bit of time to figure it out. Let's see what happens. Okay. Let's see. I'm looking for questions. Greeter is saying, cannot wait until the day Trump is gone and celebrate with wine. Yeah, and snack and a chat party too. You're not going to be the only one, Greeter. The whole world will be celebrating that day. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Looking for more. Oh, wait a minute. I did have a couple of questions people asked me. Let me see. Oh, some people asked me about those states who are opening their economies. Yes, there's potential for the number of people getting infected to rise. Okay, the guy in Georgia, and I saw it this morning. Unfortunately, they were showing a barber shop in Georgia. The barber was wearing the mask, but the client was not wearing anything. And the minute I saw that, I'm like, okay, the barber is protecting the client, but the client is not protecting the barber. So, those are the type of things. I mean, you're wearing a mask, chances are this guy is going to be fine. The barber will be fine. But those type of things that not everyone is aware of, okay, mistakes people are going to make because they don't understand or they don't have the full information. I'm not saying I have the full understanding. I wear a mask and I'm hoping it helps, and I feel it will. So I'm staying inside. And when I go out, I wear my mask. But I am not trying to say I know better than anyone else. But when you are doing something like that, you should Google and make sure what you're going to be facing and what can minimize your exposure. Obviously, these people are not doing that, and that's what's going to cause Texas and other places that are reopening. There's going to be a resurgence. Hopefully, it won't be as bad, but intuitively speaking, I feel it's a mistake those governors are making. But you know what? What does Kemp has to lose in Georgia? He's known as a dum-dum anyway. Thank you, Deborah Hovan. Thank you very much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. But you know, these governors, they don't have a good reputation. They, you know, like I said, at this point, Kemp knows he's not going to be reelected. Okay? And so the same thing for DeSantis, because basically they cheated their way to become governors. And Texas, you know, I don't think there was an election, gubernatorial election in Texas. I don't remember. But all those Republican governors are going to have problems. And yes, they will have blood in their hands over this. Okay, let me answer. Okay. One second. Somebody, 1 second. Lotus 21 is asking, will the recent proposal go through concerning the $2,000 and free rent? I am not quite sure I understand that, but you know something? In order for somebody to be able to live rent-free, the bank who holds the mortgage on that property is going to have to go along with, there's going to take some coordination. I am not getting the $2,000. But I'm not seeing the coordination. Maybe going forward in the next week, because a lot of people, let's say, for example, from MSNBC, they are talking about these things and generating track, you know, getting people to think about how to go forward from here. But unless, intuitively, unless, I'm not an expert in finance, but I've said this before, as I'm saying it, as I'm trying to answer this question, I'm seeing it again. Unless we go from here, everyone from the banks, the credit reporting agencies, everyone say, okay, you know what, we've had problems for these 3 months. We're going to forget about them. We're not going to charge anyone. We're going to go from here to there, and we move forward together. Not until, and I saw this, so I'm going to use it to answer this question. Once an agreement for that is accepted, or somehow they put it into action, I don't see it. But I feel there's a strong possibility that will take place, because I'm explaining it the way I saw it in the vision. You grab everybody from here and put us over there. That's the only way the rent-free thing can come to pass, because those landlords, they have to pay their mortgages as well. So let's keep our fingers crossed. All right, I think this is it, my friends. Thank you very much for spending some time with me. If you like the channel and you are not a subscriber, please consider subscribing, and also tap on the bell in order for you to be notified when I am online or when I post a video. If you would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicmilu.com, or you can send me an email. We can figure out a time that's good for you, psychicmilu@aol.com. Thank you, everyone. Something major breaks, I'll come back later. Otherwise, tomorrow, Saturday, 6 o'clock. Till then, bye.